My understanding, and again, if I examine this, that the position is that the individual is on the sex offenders register regardless of the name that they are currently providing them with, and the risk is around the individual, and that if a registered sex offender seeks to change their name, the provisions in the bill will apply, as proposed in the bill here today. So I hope that the House will,
Final clarification, and possibly it's the case that the Noble Lord the Minister would write to us post this, because there is some confusion, I think. I've always said it's about managing risk. It's got nothing to do with gender. My concern is that once gender is added into the mix, risk somehow gets forgotten slightly. That's what my concern has been when I've raised this issue in the past. So can I just ask, if somebody's changed their name on the sex offenders register, it's a completely different name, the point of that sex offenders register is not just that the authorities know they're there, but there's all sorts of, it's all institutions, and there is an enhanced privacy privilege given to those who change gender. Is that not true? That's what I've been told in the past. And therefore, actually, even probing that it means that we will leave that well alone. That's one question. Secondly, to clarify again, in relation to things like DBS checks and so on, a change of gender, a change of identity, forget the politics of it, can mean that nobody knows that you are the person on the sex offenders register, or that in fact as a DBS check you have one name and there's no way then of knowing that you're the same person who's the rapist. That was the reason that I used the Clive Bundy Claire Fox example, because Clive Bundy as Claire Fox would not show up on DBS checks, would not be on the sex offenders register if they went to work with children, as the example was given. That can't be right, or what the government intends. Surely, maybe I've got it all wrong, but nobody has reassured me from the government. By the way, my questions and my amendments in the past were to the previous government. So this is not having a go at this government. This has been an unholy mess over two governments.
It may help the House if I say to the House that both the original name and the new name would be recorded. And for clarity, where a DBS check applicant has changed their names, they are required to state all names they've been previously known by on the application form, and in submitting that form, applicants sign a legal declaration declaring they've not knowingly provided false information, and failure to disclose previous names and deliberately avoiding detection of previous convictions would lead to an individual liable for prosecution. And I hope that helps clarify the position with regard to the amendments, but I would invite Noble Lords not to press them and to withdraw them at this stage.
But before the Noble Lord sits down, I'm very grateful to him. I'm actually on the How to Change Your Name government website, which says that if you are a sex offender, violent offender or terrorist offender, you must go to your local prescribed police station where you are known to change your name within 3 days. It's a criminal offence if you don't tell the police straight away. And of course, I'm so sorry, there will be probation and other things going on in the background as well.
I think it is worth clarifying that this group of people are not necessarily the kind of people I trust. This idea that local sex offender goes, God, it would be against the law if I didn't declare that I'm changing my name, or indeed terrorists, as we've just been talking about Bondi Beach. The idea was local terrorists is and would be frightened by the possibility that they'd be breaking the law, just seems a tad naive.
I'm grateful. Let me again remind the House that the position of any of these individuals, as the Noble Lady Brinton mentioned in her initial contribution, will be subject to consistently heavy management. These are serious offenders. There's a probation service, there's a MAPA process, there is the registration, and I've given the assurance now that both names will be included in that registration. Now, again, of course, every piece of legislation that any House of Commons and House of Lords passes is subject to people breaking it. That happens. But there will be significant consequences in the event of that occurring. I'm simply saying to the noble lady that has proposed this amendment and to the proposals in the bill that are genuinely welcome across the House that there is significant supervision of sex offenders, and the requirements are as I've outlined to the House already. And I hope on that basis the noble Lord Clement Jones can withdraw his amendments, and I will beg to move the ones in my name in this grouping.